Ladies and gentlemen, Eyes of the Dark Forest is back, which means one thing. Bloodfang is back. Now, the old Eyes of the Dark Forest was cost 3 with 2 durability. The new one now, after the buff changed, cost 2 with 1 durability. Certainly better than when it was cost 3 with 1 durability, that's for sure. Now, it actually feels playable. Bloodfang feels playable once again. Let's hop in and check out my deck list for Bloodfang. Alright, 40 card deck. You guys know how it is. I like to keep my decks as consistent as possible. 20 allies in this deck. We got 4 Blood Pack Shaman, 2 Dreadwolves, 4 Wulven Tinkers, 4 Wulven Tacticians, still a very strong ally, might I add, 2 Wulven Terrors of the Veil, and 4 Crusher of the Weak. Then for abilities, we got 13 of them. We got 2 Now You're Mine, 4 Blood Moons, 2 Captured Prey, 4 Here Be Monsters, 1 Acid Jet, and now for 4 items, 4 Eyes of the Dark Forest. In locations, we have 2 Shoaled Tempest Gorge. Now let's talk about the deck here. Blood Pack Shaman, it's mostly to recycle Tinkers, Tacticians, Crushers. It's actually just a really useful ally to have in the deck. But you don't really like to play it on turn 2. Luckily, we have 4 Blood Moons, we got 4 Eyes, we got 2 Now Your Mines. That's 10 different 2-cost options to play on turn 2. So you can save those Blood Pack Shamans. Most times, you're going to sacrifice one of your Shamans early. The old Bloodfang deck had 3 Shaman in it. So in this case, I normally sacrifice one early anyway, so it doesn't matter too much there. Wulven Tactician, very strong. The passive is as long as you don't have a weapon or armor, so which in this case we do not. We only have Eyes of the Dark Forest for our item ability. Ideally, we play Wulven Tactician at the same time that Bloodfang is gonna summon a Crusher to clear the board. You know, make sure you have Eyes of the Dark Forest on board before you use your Bloodfang ability. Turn 3, it's just like for Baduru, we like to play Here Be Monsters to keep their resources low, especially if you're playing Zal or Zana, because then they're just going to come with a Tidal Wave or Mind Control and completely negate the ability that you just spent 5 Shadow Energy doing. So you really want to play those Here Be Monsters early as often as possible to maintain that board. Let's see, Howlfang. This is just to have a second option. It could be Riphide, which I did try, but I do like Howlfang's ability to really add extra allies in the board, especially with that Eyes of the Dark Forest combo. So even if they have a fatty in play, Howlfang pulls a Tinker with him or a Dreadwolf, and you have Eye in the field, whatever fatty is on the board is going to be dead. Thanks to that Howlfang double summon there. So that's why we go for Howlfang in this deck. Riphide could do the same thing, but Riphide is 5, Howlfang's also 5, plus the attack of whatever ally he summons with him. So it is a stronger ally in this case for an Eye of the Dark Forest build. Riphide is what was used when you didn't have Eye in the deck. So if you're running a Bloodfang without Eye of the Dark Forest, then you want that Riphide instead of Howlfang. Okay, so 4 Blood Moon, that's your draw. You have a lot of draw in this deck. You have Blood Moon, you have Here Be Monsters, you have Wulven Tinker, you have Blood Pack Shaman pulling allies back from your graveyard. So there's plenty of draw in this deck. Capture Prey is more for to help deal with fatties too, but you can use it at any point. Like maybe you're playing an Elementalis, you can throw that Capture Prey on an Extractor and just stop Ellie's draw from coming in. Let's see, what else? What other important notes? Acid Jet, like I explained, with Dark Claw moving up in the tier list. I prefer Acid Jet now, because then it's going to help you against both Baduru and Amber and any weapon hero, really. Because it's not limited to just 5 costs or more like Leyline Nexus. So I'm liking Acid Jet more right now in this meta for Shadow compared to Leyline Nexus. Shoaled Tempest Gorge. Really good item tech, especially against warriors, because then their weapons, like Javelin, is exiled as soon as it's destroyed. So it's any opposing item they're destroyed, that get destroyed, they're exiled, so they can't cycle them back. So really good tech there. The 2-cost ability, that's for cycling Crushers of the Week. So once you have a Crusher on board, you can use 2 Shadow Energy. Say Crusher kills an ally, 2 Shadow Energy, bring it back to your hand, then you can resummon it, exile another ally. So Shoal is just really good here, especially because it also, since it returns your ally to your hand, it's also getting rid of crippling blows. So it's a really, really good warrior tech, having Shoal in your deck here. So that's the breakdown of this deck. Let's talk about some matchups. Okay. So I already mentioned the 2 most difficult matchups for you are going to be Zaladar and Zana. In particular, I guess any priest, Jericho would be the same way. They're also using Tidal Wave. Basically, any priest is going to give you a hard time because of that Tidal Wave. And I think really any elemental deck is going to give you a hard time because of mind control. It's just going to completely negate your ability. So those are going to be the 2 most difficult matchups to deal with. Coercion Rogue, possibly. But Coercion doesn't get rid of your ally. It puts it back in. But it does help them clear your board easily because you got pretty big fatties on there. So to deal with those decks, if you're playing a priest or you're playing a elemental deck, you want your ability to get as many Wulven Tacticians on the field as possible to delay those Tidal Waves, to delay those mind controls. So if you have 2 Wulven Tacticians on the field, then Tidal Wave costs 7 now instead of 5. That's why Tactician is in this deck, because it's going to help you against those matchups. Yeah, to really help you out. So, another weakness will probably be Badoo if you're not able to get your fatties on board in time. Because Badoo's ability goes right through Wulven Tactician. Tactician increases the cost of opposing items and abilities, but Badoo summons it for free, so it doesn't matter. So if you don't have your fatties on board, then Badoo will be an issue because of his ability. And because the only thing you have is 1 Acid Jet to deal with him. So I would say that's it for the key matchups to watch out for. Now, you just saw me play a Rothan deck. I had no issue with that at all. I actually think Bloodfang does reasonably well against warriors. The one thing you have to watch out for is Dragon's Tooth. But because of Dragon's Tooth low durability, that 1 Acid Jet will get rid of it. So if you're playing a warrior deck, do not sacrifice that Acid Jet. You need to use it on Dragon's Tooth right away. If you do that, then that warrior matchup's going to be a lot easier with Shoal in play. So that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully everyone's happy that Eyes of the Dark Forest is playable again. So you have Bloodfang. It's also in Moonstalker. Moonstalker will come in a later video. That's in M. We're still in B right now. So there you go. Happy hunting, guys. I'll see you in the next video.